What if just one question could change the entire course of your life? This one question changed the lives of Frieren, her party, and everyone who felt the weight of it. What would Himmel the hero do? It's a question that holds you up to a standard, to aim higher and become someone better. But sometimes life is so stressful that you don't even have the time and energy to think about becoming better. Every day feels like a struggle to get through. And sometimes you don't even want to help yourself. But what if you faced your problems instead of running away? What if you stayed kind even when you were angry? And what if you moved forward even when all you wanted to do was give up? Acting this way doesn't only change your life, but the world around you. And that's what Himmel the hero would do.
What's your motivation for helping people, Himmel?
Tough question. Speaking frankly, I might do it for me, so that when I leave this world, my name lives on in the hearts of the people I impacted. That's why we're here after all. For to live is to be known, to live is to be remembered.
What do you suppose I should do for someone to remember me?
You should change their life, even if it's only in some small way. I would try that and hope for the best.
What does it mean to be a hero? Heroes feel as real as the fantasy stories they come from, but that doesn't mean they can't impact the real world. We can learn from those that inspire us. We can learn from Himmel the hero. What makes you a hero isn't by doing some grand, noble deed, but in the small ways you help others. You see this with how Werbel's village remembers Himmel, not from how he killed the Demon King, his greatest achievement, but by how he spent time talking with the villagers, how he defended them from monsters, or carried their groceries. Even if people need help in insignificant ways, he will do what he can to help them. He never avoided a problem and said it was someone else's issue. When you look back on your life, how many times has a friend or even a stranger helped you in a small way they didn't think much of, but meant the world to you? Our world and lives can be dark. We will have to suffer through problems that were never our fault. How are we going to pay rent? Why are we working a job we hate? Why does our life feel pointless? When these are the problems we are suffering through every day, being a hero that helps others sounds unrealistic. And in a way it is. Even for me, it's hard to imagine I will have the emotional capacity and strength to be there for others when they need help. But whenever I find myself losing hope and asking myself, what's all of this struggle of life for? Whenever I take a moment to do something to help someone else, it gives me hope. It gives me purpose. What would Himmel the hero do? This question isn't about us being perfect heroes, but about us just trying to do better. Himmel was a hero because he always tried, even before others saw him as a hero. He did what he thought was best for not only himself, but everyone he met. We tell ourselves that we have no responsibility to help others, that it's every man for themselves. We were surrounded by so many selfish adults growing up that we assume that this is the way the world works. We think it's safer if we just stick to ourselves and don't open our hearts to others. And in a way, it does keep us safe. It keeps us protected, but it also keeps us disconnected from not only people and the world, but also our lives. What will truly give our lives meaning and what makes all the suffering we go through endurable is when we know we've helped someone, even just a little bit. Because in those moments when we let go of our selfish needs and connect to someone else's struggle, we are acting as how Himmel would. And that's what the world needs more of. But what happens if you don't have an ideal to aim for? The whole point of this channel and asking this question of what would Himmel the hero do gives you an insight into how you want to act rather than how you feel. Because my channel is about becoming the big brother that you never had. For me, I grew up with men that were older than me, but they never acted as the brother, the father, the role model that I needed to have so that I could learn to become stronger, kinder, and just a better person in general. Without having this role model, it led me to make so many mistakes and honestly live very selfishly. This is how most of us live. This is how most of us are taught to grow up. Even if we had kind and loving people around us, if we don't set our sights to become parts of them, to become better ourselves, we fall prey to our most basic instincts. Life is already so stressful that thinking about another person's feelings, well-being, and life can just be so stressful. At least that's what I told myself when I was living selfishly day to day. Always being concerned about whatever made me feel comfortable, whatever made me feel content in the moment. But living this way, I was never truly satisfied. I knew that if I was a stranger, I would not respect the way that I was acting. And I wanted to. I still want to become someone that is stronger, kinder, more loving, and more patient. This is the whole idea behind my model of becoming the big brother that you never had. And it's also what the question of what would Himmel the hero gives you. When you have that vision of an ideal to aim for, their values, their goals, the way that they would act in difficult situations, it gives you the path forward to become better. Because without that, we will always resort back to however we want to feel in any given moment, whatever we want to do to make ourselves feel comfortable. But with Himmel as the goal to aim for, you can become someone that you're proud of. But you're probably thinking to yourself right now, why should you be the hero? When your life is already so stressful and so difficult, can't someone else do it? Can't someone come and save you instead of you having to do all of this by yourself? I understand this way of thinking better than most people ever will. I lived constantly blaming others and wishing someone, a role model, would come into my life and guide me towards being someone better, towards a future that I would actually be happy in. But no matter how long I waited, they never came. This made me resentful for a long time, and it made me feel justified in being selfish, acting as someone who was entitled to a better way of life, because I felt that I have suffered enough, which may have been true, and it also may be true for you. But even if this is true, how is acting entitled and avoiding responsibility, or just not trying to become a kinder and more loving person, helping you or me? I asked myself, when I was a child, who did I need? Who would I have looked up to? Who could I aim to become? Asking myself these questions gives me the path forward, but it also helps me to know that I am becoming someone that I needed when I was a kid, just a few years ago, or even just yesterday. Having that path forward of always striving to become better is so difficult to follow, especially when life is just always trying to beat you down and give you reasons to feel entitled, to feel that you don't need to try, that giving up would just feel better in the moment. But even still, Himmel never gave up. He was a source of light for everyone that he met. I'm not saying that you and I have to reach that pinnacle of positive masculinity, but we can learn from it. We can become just a little bit lighter, not only for others, but for ourselves, for what we would have needed when we were younger. Because when you aim your sights at this, you're going to make your future better. You're going to become someone that you can be proud of. Because we don't pick the situations that happen to us. That's just the reality, is that tragedies and stressful situations will always be right around the corner in our lives. Up until the day that we die, we will constantly have to endure just things that we wish we didn't have to go through, to put it lightly. But how do you want to act in those moments? Who do you wish you would have had in those experiences that you've gone through? When you become someone that can not only endure those moments, but you act in a way that your younger self would be proud of, and help other people that are in need, even in just small ways, just like how Himmel did. Whether it was helping out groceries or killing demons, he was always trying to do just a little bit to make people's lives better. When you act this way, your life changes. It stops becoming about whatever selfish, compulsive needs that we have in any given moment, that even if we did get, it wouldn't make us fully happy. It wouldn't make us feel content. It would just make us feel somewhat satisfied in a life that we're unhappy in. But when we ask ourselves, what would Himmel do? And we take the actions that we know are better, life just becomes a little bit more fun and worth living. You can waste your whole life chasing comfort, material things, money, status, and accomplishments that you think will make you happy. But when you're on your deathbed, what you will remember is not how many days you sacrificed to get some promotion, or all of the days you spent watching Netflix and doom scrolling. What you will remember are your relationships, how truly present you were with those that you love, and how much they valued you. These are the realest moments of life. It's not in the grand things like Himmel slaying the demon. What gave his life meaning and what impacted others was when he helped carry someone's supplies, when he spoke with Frieren at night genuinely. These are the small moments of connection that give our lives more meaning, but also just joy. I know that it's hard to feel happy in a life where we're constantly chasing things and accomplishments, but taking a second to remember what life is really about and what you can do to make life better for others is what we need more of in this life. And that's why you need to ask yourself, what would Himmel the hero do? It could change your life. It could change your world.
So, why did you save Fern?
Because that is what Himmel the hero would have done.
You're right.
I have a question.
What's that?
Why did you take in somebody like me?
Because it's what Himmel the hero would have done.
If you're someone who is looking for a little bit more guidance and help, I do offer coaching calls. I'm no Himmel the hero, but I can help you on your journey to become someone better. But if you don't have any money to spend, but you're struggling and just need some help, you can reach out to me through my email that's on my YouTube page. I'm more than happy to just connect and just talk to you just to help you on your journey. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.